Yes. So, voiceovers we think of typically with broadcast, but I want us to look at what the pros are for each medium. I know that Ms. Wright has taught you guys a lot of print writing. Everything on the right is the audio. That's what your script is. That's what you're actually going to use. What's actually going to be said on air. All of that's in caps. On the left, that is our video. That's our video cues, your B-roll, what video to put where. We want to write to video. That is easier said than done. A lot of students like to write every single thing that they see in their video, and we don't want to do that. But we want to write enough to video to where it matches our script as best possible. So I have an example, and I want you guys to tell me what's wrong with this one. It says, fighting in the Middle East is pushing up gas prices here in the U.S. So that is your anchor on camera. Right here, take your VOs, take your B-roll. Your B-roll shows an invasion. Military troops, right? And here's the rest of the VO. Israel sent troops and tanks into the West Bank during the weekend. That has some analysts worried the Arab states might retaliate with a cutback or even a shutdown of oil production. It hasn't happened yet, but fear of shortages has sent prices at the pump soaring. In some areas, the price of gasoline jumped 25 cents a gallon overnight. What's wrong with that? From a video standpoint.
It's just showing an invasion with the gas price and everywhere in the gas price. Just learn about the invasion.
Right. It really only covers the first two sentences. And then we get down here, and you're talking about gas prices, and you're still showing me military fighting. It doesn't work. A better way to do that is this. You start out with your invasion video, but then you cut to an oil field when you're talking about oil production. Then you're going to show gas pumps when you're talking about gas pumps. And then when you talk about gas prices, you show the prices on the actual gas pump. So you're writing to video, but you're not giving a play-by-play. You need it to still make sense. So what do you do when you have to do a VO and you have no video? Pictures? What do you say? You could make it a reader, yes. There are a couple other options. We can use graphics, and again, I'm giving you some shorthands here. You could use a graphic, and we're going to look at some examples here in just a second of how you can do that. You can use full screen graphics. If you're doing something where you are talking about a certain place, maybe that story on the gas prices. Maybe you do an interactive map or just a full screen graphic map to show which region you're talking about. You put a little dot on it to show this is what we're talking about. Anytime that you can use some sort of visual element, it's better than just having your anchor on camera. You can use still pictures and take a video camera and actually go and film the still pictures. So you're still getting video, it's just of still pictures. You could use things like a yearbook, a computer, bringing up different websites. There are a lot of different things. That's where you can be creative when you don't actually have the B-roll. So we know we want to produce our story. We don't want to process it. And one of the ways you can do that is add nat sound. What's nat sound?
Natural.
Natural sound, yes. So if you're doing a story on 16th Street, and the changes that are coming on 16th Street are proposed, you're going to get video of cars going down the road. But if it is just you talking over it, that's not natural. If I were to go stay on 16th Street right now, I'm going to hear cars going by, right? that allows you to add a little something else to your VO. Add that net sound as those cars are going by. VOs typically are 20 seconds or less in a newsroom. If you can do it in 15, your producer's going to love you even more. I tell my students no more than 25 seconds because you guys are still learning how to put a VO together. Some quick writing tips. Make sure you reference the shots immediately. Don't reference something once you've already moved on to a new shot. Reference it when it's on the screen. If you're going to identify people, if you're going to show people close up, if I were to do a close up on Miss Wright right now, I would need to identify her. If I'm just doing a wide shot, I don't have to go and tell every single person that's in this room. If you're going to use prominent people, make sure that you say who they are. Right now, if I were to show you a video of Donald Trump and his campaign today, I would need to say Donald Trump. Everyone knows what Donald Trump looks like now, but we still need to make sure that's in there. Make sure you reference the activity that's going on in your shot. Otherwise, you don't need it. Useless video is one of the things that students get tripped up the most about. They think, oh, I'm shooting a story about Murray State, I'm just going to go stand on the quad and film people. Write to video. Make sure it goes with your script, what you're writing. Look for distinctive shots. Avoid stating the obvious. Sometimes it's very clear what you're doing, and you don't necessarily have to write that in your script. Okay, so a couple shooting tips real quick, because I know that you guys are going to be shooting coming up after break. Even though you're using an iPad, these are still things that will be relevant for you. And the first is the rule of thirds. Anyone know what the rule of thirds is? Mm-hmm.
Subject, this is subject middle, and then there's, I forget the terminology exactly, but it's outside is the subject, which is your subject.
Yes. So we don't, when we're filming, we don't want to put the person or the image right in the middle of the shot. There are better ways to do that. So I've got a quick video. He's British. I'm sure you guys will enjoy his accent. But he's going to tell you about the rule of thirds.
The rule of thirds is probably the fundamental building block of all of the rules of composition. What you do is you draw two imaginary vertical lines on your image.